The stars hung in perfect silence, an ocean of light, unbroken, undisturbed. Then came the alarm.
A single blip appeared on the Imperial defense grid, faint at first, like a whisper against the void, but growing stronger with every second. On the bridge of the Imperial Strategic Command Spire, Admiral Zerion's 4 yellow eyes widened. His spined crest rattled, a subconscious reaction to fear. "That's inside the Aurelian sector," he rasped, mandibles clicking sharply.
Impossible. No unauthorized ship could have jumped this far into core territory without being detected.
The tactical screen zoomed in, revealing the blip's signature, compact, metallic, accelerating on a direct course toward one of the Empire's main supply arteries.
Identity? Zerion demanded.
A young comm officer's voice cracked.
"No match in the registry, sir. But it's broadcasting a signal. A very old signal. Play it."
The bridge was filled with a voice, human, steady, laced with a kind of cold pride.
"This is the UNS Vigilant Dawn.
Identify yourselves and stand clear."
For a moment, no one moved.
The room was heavy with disbelief.
A human battleship.
"Here." "Humans don't have battleships," hissed Zerion's adjutant, scales flaring with agitation. "They're a backwater species, barely holding on to their fringe colonies."
"Apparently," Zerion growled, "that assumption is wrong."
On the other side of the stars, aboard the UNS Vigilant Dawn, Captain Marcus Hale stood at the command dais, hands clasped behind his back. The ship's interior thrummed with quiet power, its engines radiating a soft, almost predatory hum.
"Signal sent," reported Lieutenant Sarah Quinn, her voice calm, professional, though Hale could see the tension in her jaw. "No Imperial response yet. They're just watching us. They're wondering how we got here," Hale said quietly. "Good. Let them wonder."
He turned toward the main viewport, where the distant specks of Imperial relay stations glittered like watchful eyes. Somewhere beyond those stations was the Aurelian fleet, the Empire's hammer, one of the most powerful task forces ever assembled. And Vigilant Dawn had just appeared in their backyard.
"Helm," Hale ordered, "set course to intercept the Aurelian supply lane.
Tactical, load strike packages but hold fire. I want them to know exactly where we're going before they scramble a response." His crew moved like clockwork, every officer fully aware that this mission, this single act of defiance, would either spark the beginning of humanity's liberation, or end with their ship as just another piece of wreckage drifting in space. Back on the spire, Zerion's voice broke the silence like a whip.
"Scramble the sector fleet.
I want that ship contained, now." "But sir," the adjutant hesitated.
"Intercept calculations suggest it's already too deep. We'd need a fleet-level interdiction to prevent it from reaching the supply artery." "Then call the fleet." Zerion snapped. "Do it before the Emperor learns that we let a human warship breach core space." A nervous murmur spread across the bridge crew. Everyone knew what was at stake. The Aurelian sector fed half of the Empire's forward warfronts. If a lone ship struck there, the damage would be catastrophic, not militarily, but politically. The Empire's grip on its vassal worlds depended on the illusion of total control. And right now, that illusion was cracking.
Hours later, deep within the ship's ready room, Hale studied the star charts projected above the table. His XO, Commander David Reyes, stood beside him, arms folded.
"They'll send everything they have once they realize we're not bluffing," Reyes said grimly. "We've got one ship. They've got hundreds." Hale nodded. "True. But we have the element of surprise and tech they don't know we have."
"The Vigilant Dawn isn't just a ship, David.
She's a message." Reyes's brow furrowed. "A message to who?"
"To everyone," Hale said, his voice low but hard.
"To the colonies who think resistance is pointless. To the neutral worlds who think humanity is broken. And to the Empire so they finally understand we're not prey." For a moment, neither man spoke.
Then the ship's AI cut in, its voice smooth, synthetic, and calm.
"Captain. Imperial intercept fleet detected. 40 vessels, closing fast."
The lights in the room shifted to Crimson Battle Stations mode.
Here we go, Hale murmured, straightening his uniform.
Out in the void, the first wave of Imperial ships appeared, dagger-shaped destroyers forming a line of steel and fire. Their weapons lit up, casting eerie flashes across the hull of the Vigilant Dawn.
Enemy fleet hailing us, Quinn reported. Put them on, Hale said. The viewscreen flickered to life, revealing Admiral Zerion's looming visage.
His mandibles clicked with fury.
Human vessel, you are trespassing in Imperial territory. Cut your engines and prepare to be boarded. Hale didn't blink. Negative.
Turn your ships around or we'll treat you as hostile.
Zerion hissed. You dare threaten the Empire?
I'm not threatening, Hale said.
I'm promising.
For 3 long seconds, neither side moved. Then, almost as if on cue, the first Imperial destroyer powered its rail cannons.
Captain, Tactical called out, they're locking weapons.
Hale's voice was calm, but it carried the weight of finality.
Then let's show them what happens when they underestimate a human battleship. The Vigilant Dawn's weapons roared to life, spears of white plasma tearing through the void.
The first Imperial destroyer didn't just explode, it came apart in a blinding flash that lit the stars. Somewhere in the Aurelian command center, an officer's voice cracked in panic, shouting words that would soon echo across the Empire.
Who let a human battleship get this far?
And as the Vigilant Dawn cut a burning path through the blockade, the galaxy realized that whatever this ship represented, it was only the beginning.
The void was on fire.
The Vigilant Dawn cut through the Imperial blockade like a blade, leaving behind wreckage and plasma scars that burned against the blackness of space.
The shockwave of the first destroyed destroyer still echoed across comm channels, screams, frantic commands, static-choked cries for reinforcements.
Captain Marcus Hale stood steady at the center of the bridge, one hand gripping the railing as the ship banked hard to starboard. The holographic tactical display lit his face with cold blue light, showing enemy ships scrambling to reposition.
3 more enemy destroyers disabled, reported Tactical. Remaining ships are falling back. They weren't ready for this.
Hale allowed himself a brief, grim smile.
Good. That means we have a window. Helm, push us into the artery before they regroup.
Aye, Captain, the helmsman replied, knuckles white on the controls. The Vigilant Dawn surged forward, its engines flaring like twin suns.
Back aboard the Aurelian command spire, Admiral Zerion was in a frenzy.
The battle feed displayed the humiliation in real time, Imperial warships supposed to be the strongest in this sector, breaking under the assault of one lone human ship.
This is unacceptable. Zerion bellowed, his crest fully flared, a sign of near-mad rage. Recall the reserve fleet from the outer patrols. Send in the cruisers. I want that ship turned into slag. But Admiral, one of the officers stammered, our reinforcements are hours away. By the time they arrive, the human vessel will already be. Then warn the Emperor, Zerion snarled. This is no ordinary raiding ship. Someone built a human warship capable of piercing core defenses. If the Emperor finds out we delayed. He didn't need to finish the sentence. Everyone on the bridge knew what that would mean.
Inside the Vigilant Dawn's war room, the situation was just as tense, though the mood was different.
They're calling in everything, said Commander David Reyes, scanning the intercepted comms with a scowl.
Patrol fleets, cruisers, even orbital platforms. We just became priority 1 across this entire sector.
Captain Hale nodded. As expected.
You sound calm about this, Reyes muttered.
Hale looked up from the glowing star map.
David, we didn't come here expecting to make it out unscathed.
This ship is more than a weapon, it's a statement. The fact that the Empire is panicking? That means we're already winning.
Lieutenant Sarah Quinn, who had been silent until now, spoke up from her console.
Captain, we've reached the Aurelian supply artery.
I'm detecting convoys ahead, unarmed freighters, fuel carriers, munitions haulers.
Escorts are minimal. Hale's jaw tightened.
This was the heart of their mission, the reason Vigilant Dawn had been sent so deep into enemy territory. Target the convoy leaders, he ordered quietly.
No civilian casualties. Disable, don't destroy. We want to choke their logistics, not slaughter innocents. The ship's AI responded immediately. Solution plotted. Precision fire ready on your command. Hale exhaled slowly. Do it. A moment later, the Vigilant Dawn's forward batteries unleashed a volley of blindingly precise shots, each one crippling a freighter's engines without breaching its core. One by one, the massive transports went dark, drifting helplessly. Within minutes, the artery was a graveyard of stalled ships and entire supply chain frozen in place. Far across the sector, the news spread like wildfire. Governors, warlords, and vassal states received the same chilling report. UNS Vigilant Dawn, human warship, deep in core space, Imperial response in progress. On dozens of worlds, whispers turned to open talk. Some cheered, quietly, cautiously, knowing this meant the Empire wasn't invincible after all. Others trembled, fearing what retaliation might follow. And on the Aurelian Spire, Zerion received confirmation that the artery was compromised. This is catastrophic, his adjutant whispered. If they hold that artery for even a day, the frontline fleets will starve. Zerion's claws dug into the edge of the tactical table. Then we will not let them hold it for a day. He opened a direct channel to the capital. This is Admiral Zerion, he said, voice steady but tight. We have a human battleship loose in core territory. Requesting immediate deployment of an Executioner-class dreadnought. The comm line went silent for a moment. Then a cold, emotionless voice replied. Request approved. Executioner Varyun is en route. You will hold the sector until it arrives. If you fail. The line cut. Zerion's crest lowered slightly. He knew what that meant. If he failed, there would be no court-martial, only quiet erasure. Back aboard the Vigilant Dawn, the bridge lights dimmed slightly as the ship prepared for its next jump. Convoy neutralized, Quinn reported. Empire response is escalating. Intercepted chatter confirms a dreadnought has been deployed. The bridge fell silent. Reyes swore under his breath. An Executioner class? We can't take that head-on, Marcus. Those things were built to level entire moons. Hale's expression didn't change. Then we won't face it head-on. We'll stay mobile. Hit and fade. Make them chase us while the colonies see what we've done here. He looked around the bridge, meeting every officer's gaze. This is the moment, people. Every second we stay alive, every jump we make, every Imperial ship we put out of action, we're not just fighting. We're proving to the galaxy that humanity is done bowing. The crew responded as one, "Aye, Captain." The Vigilant Dawn's engines flared, ready to jump again, but just as Hale gave the order, alarms blared across the bridge. Multiple warp signatures incoming. On the screen, 40 new blips appeared, a full Imperial pursuit fleet, racing in from all directions. "Sir," Quinn said, her voice tight, "they're trying to box us in." Hale's mouth curved into a hard, dangerous smile. "Then we break the box." The Vigilant Dawn's thrusters roared as the ship dove toward the densest cluster of enemy vessels, preparing for a breakout run that would decide whether they lived or died. Far behind them, in the command spire, Zerion stared at the live feed, crest rattling softly with dread. If the human ship escaped this encirclement, if it made it past this last net, then the entire galaxy would know that the Empire's borders weren't walls. They were targets. And for the first time in centuries, the Empire was afraid. The stars burned with hostile fire. The Vigilant Dawn shot forward, engines screaming as plasma bursts streaked past her hull. Enemy ships closed in from every direction, a glittering cage of steel and fury. Shields holding at 70%, Quinn reported, her voice taut but steady. But they won't last long under this crossfire. "Bring us closer," Captain Marcus Hale ordered. Commander David Reyes snapped his head toward him. "Closer?" "Marcus, we're already surrounded." Hale's eyes were cold, focused. "Exactly. If we stay here, they'll chew us apart. We punch through one side, before the dreadnought arrives, and make for open space." The tactical map flared red, showing the thickest concentration of enemy ships on the forward arc. Hale pointed to the narrowest part of the net. "There," he said. right through their command formation.
That's suicide, Reyes said flatly.
It's the only way, Hale replied.
They won't expect us to charge straight at their command ship.
They'll hesitate, and that hesitation is our opening.
The bridge fell silent, the crew staring at him.
Hale's voice softened.
We didn't come here to die quietly. We came to make the galaxy see what we are.
This is our chance to finish the message we started. One by one, his crew nodded. No one objected. The Vigilant Dawn turned into the storm. Her forward cannons lit the void, white lances of plasma tearing through the first line of enemy frigates. The command ship's escorts scrambled, caught off guard by the suicidal charge. Direct hit. Tactical shouted. Enemy destroyer crippled. Shields collapsing across their forward line. Drive through. Hale barked. All power to forward shields.
The deck shuddered as enemy fire hammered them, but the Vigilant Dawn held together, burning forward like a spear. The Imperial command ship loomed larger on the screen, a massive, dagger-shaped cruiser bristling with weapons. Its captain must have realized too late what Hale was doing, because suddenly the ship's entire broadside lit up, pouring fire into the human battleship's path.
Brace! The Vigilant Dawn took the hit full on.
The ship's shields flared white-hot, alarms blaring, consoles sparking.
Shields down to 20%. Quinn yelled. Fire the spinal cannon, Hale ordered.
A deep, resonant hum filled the ship as the main gun charged. The viewport seemed to bend as power built to impossible levels, then, with a blinding flash, a single beam of concentrated plasma punched through the command ship's hull, carving it open from bow to stern.
The Imperial cruiser didn't explode. It simply came apart, slowly, silently, as if in disbelief that a human ship could kill it. The encirclement faltered. Imperial formations wavered, some ships even pulling back in shock. Path is open.
Reyes shouted, eyes wide. Then take it, Hale said. The Vigilant Dawn burst through the gap, leaving behind a graveyard of shattered Imperial steel.
But before anyone could celebrate, the sensors screamed a new warning. Jump signature. Quinn cried. It's the Executioner.
The stars rippled, and then the dreadnought Varyun appeared, a monstrous vessel dwarfing every ship around it, its hull covered in black armor and glowing runes of power.
Reyes swore under his breath. There's no way we can fight that.
We're not here to fight it, Hale said. We just need to survive long enough to escape.
But the Varyun didn't give them the luxury of time.
Its main cannon lit up, an ominous crimson glow that made the entire sector seem to darken.
Evasive! Hale roared. The Vigilant Dawn dove just as the dreadnought fired.
A beam of annihilation cut through space where they'd been, vaporizing an entire asteroid cluster in a single shot.
Jump drive ready in 30 seconds, the AI reported. Keep us alive for 30 seconds, Hale growled.
The Vigilant Dawn weaved and spun, rolling through waves of enemy fire, its secondary guns spitting death at anything that tried to block its escape vector. The crew worked without words now, a perfect machine. Every second gained, every maneuver survived, one step closer to freedom.
On the command deck of the Varyun, the dreadnought's captain seethed.
This is one ship, he roared, slamming a clawed hand against the tactical screen.
One human ship. And you're telling me we can't destroy it? Lord Captain, his adjutant said nervously, it is not just a ship. Look at what it's done.
It has disabled our artery, routed our fleets, and now it is escaping in full view of every listening world. It has already destroyed something more valuable than our warships.
And what is that? The captain hissed. Our reputation.
Back on the Vigilant Dawn, the AI spoke with perfect calm.
Jump drive at full charge. Then jump, Hale ordered.
The stars stretched into brilliant lines of light, and the Vigilant Dawn vanished into the void, leaving the wreckage of the battle behind.
Silence filled the bridge. The crew exhaled as one, the tension of the last hour finally releasing. Damage report, Hale said. Severe, Reyes admitted. Hull breaches sealed, shields offline, main gun overheated. But, we're alive. Hale nodded slowly.
Then send the transmission, he said.
Quinn tapped a few keys. Message ready, Captain.
Hale faced the comms pickup. His face was pale, streaked with sweat and soot, but his eyes burned with fierce pride.
This is Captain Marcus Hale of the UNS Vigilant Dawn. To every world still living under the Empire's boot, we are coming. Humanity is not broken. Humanity fights back.
And today, we prove the Empire can bleed.
The message was transmitted across every channel they could reach.
Somewhere, on a dozen subjugated worlds, people looked up at the sky and smiled for the first time in years. And on the Aurelian Spire, Admiral Zarion slumped against the tactical table, crest lowered in bitter humiliation.
The human ship had escaped. The artery was lost.
And worst of all, the galaxy had witnessed it happen. For the first time in centuries, the mighty Galactic Empire felt fear. And fear, once unleashed, could never be caged again.